2 investigates what some are calling an abuse of power, a sheriff's deputy using his badge and his gun to force a repo man to give him back his wife's truck. Now, if you've ever been late on your car payment, you know that it's almost inevitable the lender is going to send somebody to pick up that vehicle. But tonight, Local 2 investigator Amy Davis explains how one group of deputies got the truck back but left them a bigger mess to deal with.
You just have to count the bullet holes on Brenton Huff's tow truck to realize his is a dangerous job. Repo men, despised by debtors, indispensable to lenders looking to collect their property.
When these officers are pointing their guns at me
That's exactly what Huff says happened. He was hired to repossess this truck. The owner, Tammy Berkeley, was 4 months behind in payments, according to GMAC. Huff says he spotted the truck in Conroe and followed it, ironically, to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department Auto Theft Task Force office. When the driver went in, Huff went to work.
So I just backed up to it and hooked up and pulled it down the street.
Huff says he pulled into this parking lot at the jail to call the sheriff's office to report the repossession. Seconds later and just blocks away, Huff says 3 cars pulled up alongside him, boxing in his wrecker. The cars were unmarked, the men in civilian clothes, and Huff says they all had guns pointing right at him.
I really thought I was going to get shot right then. I had my hands up here on the window so they could see him. The officer is yelling at me. He said, "That's my wife's truck."
That officer was Keith Winford, a Montgomery County Sheriff's detective who we confirmed is married to Tammy Berkeley. Winford was accompanied by 3 to 4 other deputies.
He just grabbed me out, slammed me up against the truck right here.
Huff was cuffed, and he says Winford drove his tow truck back to the sheriff's office, and after holding him for about 15 minutes, he demanded the repo man release his wife's truck.
Once I unhooked it, he told me to get out of here, and then he told me if he catches me in his driveway, he's going to shoot me.
Do law enforcement officers have any special privileges when it comes to getting vehicles repossessed?
No, absolutely not. I mean, law enforcement officers have to follow the same rules as everybody else.
Phil Grant with the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office told Local 2 the Texas Rangers are investigating the incident and that it's possible the detective thought Huff was stealing the truck.
For somebody to take the time to stop in their parking lot and hook up straps, chains, tow lights, and call the sheriff's department, you know, that's obviously not a car thief just stealing the car.
And the lieutenant at the county's Auto Theft Task Force told me his detectives didn't make a report of the incident. It happened March 15th, and we learned the lieutenant only reported it to the sheriff after we called him on March 23rd. Should there be some sort of incident report as to what happened so that you guys have something to look at?
Well, certainly there needs to be an incident report, and we'll be looking to see if there were any incident reports filed in this particular case.
When no one with the sheriff's department would talk with us on camera.
Yes, my name's Amy Davis. We're with KPRC Channel 2. Are you Tammy?
We stopped by Winford's Montgomery County home. With the once repossessed truck parked right in her driveway, Berkeley told me she knew nothing about the incident. Put the repo guy in cuffs. Did he tell you about that when you were 4 months late on the payments?
No, I have nothing to say to you.
Berkeley told us to leave. Do you think that you should get to keep your truck? And then minutes later, guess who showed up?
It's not open season on repo men, regardless of what you see on TV these days. Somebody has to police the police, really.
Late today, the ranger investigating this case told me he's had a difficult time getting Huff to agree to an interview to get his side of the story. Also late today, the DA's office told us the officer is now claiming Huff put an illegal tracking device on his truck. The DA's office will present both cases to the grand jury later this month. Amy Davis, KPRC, Local 2.